Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Plane. How's everyone doing today? I hope you are doing fantastic. Welcome back to basically the final stream. We got two more, I think. I feel like we gotta be getting close to the end, right? We gotta be getting real close. Today we are playing Professor Layton versus Phoenix, right? Getting so close to the end. It got crazy last time. Finally, the great truth was revealed. Apparently, this was all just a ruse. It was all a scam. None of this was real. It was a social experiment? I don't know. They didn't explain fully. They just said that Labyrinthia was not real. The witches weren't real. It was a corporation running an experiment. What that experiment was, I don't know yet, but we're gonna find out. So yeah, that was the crazy twist. I mean, we were all waiting for it. We knew it was coming. We just didn't know how or when. And they did it like halfway through the trial? Like, we didn't even come to a conclusion, you know? Nothing was answered in the fictional, now that we can actually call it a fictional world. But yeah, we didn't figure out. We never proved Darklaw to be the Great Witch. We didn't prove Ispella's innocence. The storyteller just came out and said, y'all are not real. It's all fake. Well, they're real people, but they were, through the means of gas, they were, I guess, literally gaslit to believe their situation was real. So that's fun. But yeah, so now we gotta go back into the case, into the trial. I don't really know what we're gonna be proving anymore, cause like, I don't know, cause everything is wrong. Nothing is right. What are we supposed to do? I don't know. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna throw on this And honestly, since this might be our final stream, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to a more fitting outfit. My good old standard blue and red. Oh, that is way too old. Not that one. That is old E2. Not that. Too old. Need to get rid of that. There we go. That's the E2 I'm talking about right there. Let me Twitch because I can't send messages. Oh, I can see them. Something's up with my Twitch. I can't send messages. I'm going to chat on Chatson. I saw your test and I saw... Oh, interesting. That's weird. Wait. Oh, wait. This isn't... Hold on a minute. I'm struggling to find the correct model. I have too many useless, confusing models. I need to simplify. There we go. Okay, we're back. Oh, hello, sorry, Navi. You're chatting on Chatson? I have not heard of Chatson. Hope I'm not. I did some new rearranging on my Twitch. I went ahead and changed some ad stuff. Test 2. Woo! Let's go! Glad you're here. Got some black tea today. I didn't miss much. I was just talking about what we're going to be playing today. And the finale. The finality of this game. God, we're getting close. We're getting close. I'm really thinking next stream, if not today, it'll be done. It'll be over. Trying to say in the void was I think this may be the finale. Yeah, I'm thinking it's either today or tomorrow, or today or next Monday. And then, gosh, I guess we go on to the next trilogy. Well, what I do in between, there is DLC. What? I wonder if this ROM has the DLC. I'd assume it does. Not. I'm glad you told me that. But is it like story DLC? Because, I mean, I'm not going to 100% it, but I want to hear all the story. So I want to at least do that much. But yeah, what I do is in between these... Well, no, you've been here since the Phoenix, right? And the Curious Village. Or, Unwound Future, right? I think you've been here since then. But yeah, we take a break in between each game and find, some, like, little mini... visual novel to play. So I don't know what it'll be. I have a couple ideas, but I'll find something silly to play in between, and then we'll start off with the next trilogies. We're gonna start off with Ace Attorney. I think it's Apollo Justice. I think it's him. So that'll be fun. I have that trilogy, and then I just need to get the next Layton trilogies. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So I'm excited. This really has been. This is like the biggest thing I've ever, I guess, done. It's been like 2 years of these games back and forth once a week, almost every week, for 3 hours once a week. And I can't believe what I had never actually intended. Like I figured this would be it, this would be the last game. And no, there's still more. There's still 2 more trilogies, so. But still, this is a cool. I'm glad we finally got here. It's been a while, a long time. There's been some other games that I kind of want to do this for. Some others, maybe not series, but I know one day I'm gonna get a capture card. And I want to play some Wii games with you guys that I played when I was a kid, and I think that would be kind of fun to do some like series where I play a bunch of Wii games or whatever. So obviously it'd be a lot shorter than this. This is this crazy long series that I've been doing. But yeah, I've had a lot of fun. And I'm excited to see how it all ends and how it's obviously going to continue when we play the next trilogies, because we have so many games to play. But anyway, let's go ahead and begin the finale, sort of. Okay, here we are. Fun fact though, this DS layout that I've had has been the same layout since I started. I've never changed this. I don't know where I found this background, but I literally typed in Professor Layton background, and this is what showed up. I don't know, like, this has nothing to do with Professor Layton, but it looks good, you know? Now the borders and the chat, I probably, at least for the next trilogy, I'll come up with something else, but I don't know if I'll ever change the background. It's like completely not on my lore theme, whatever I have. It's not even close. It's just completely random and different, but I love it. It's maybe related to the renditions of live OST. Oh, it could be like maybe a background for the soundtrack. It could be. I like that. But yeah, I think definitely I'm working on something, basically remaking my whole stream setup, and I'll update this, but I don't think I'm ever gonna go to this background. I love it, because whenever I play a DS game, I always think of Layton, even if I'm playing something like like Mario Kart. I'm like, ah, yes, the device that exists to play Professor Layton games and nothing else. I don't know. It's just, yeah. And I've played a ton of DS games, but the Layton series is the one that, well, just the Diabolical box is it just stuck with me so much. I played a few. We had some, obviously, Big Brain Academy. Oh, dude, that game is so much fun. The soundtrack, love that game. There was like another sort of brain training game that we had. I can't remember of it, but it was like a European one. Let's see. We had, this is a really crazy, like, niche game. It's Alex Rider's Stormbreaker. It's based off of a movie that I had never seen. I don't know why or how my parents got this cartridge. I think maybe a friend gave it to me. I don't know. We somehow got this. So it's Alex Rider Stormbreaker is a movie about like a teenage spy. And it's, I don't know, it's cool. I actually ended up watching the movie about 3 years after I played the game. And, oh, dude, I loved it. I love that game so much. It's like, I don't really know how to explain it. It's like just a bunch of missions. You like start by like beating up some guys as a soldier. Then you do some like boot camp training. Then you do a level of like following a guy in an airport without being caught. But it was so hard because the DS I was playing on, the left trigger was broken, and that was the sprint button. So if you kind of needed to sprint, so it literally took me years to beat that game because I had to figure out how to beat it without sprinting. It was so hard. I got so good at that level. We beat that, finally. There was like some zipline levels, there was some motorcycles, and then the very end, there's like a horse. I don't want to spoil the movie. I guess it doesn't matter. But you save a girl by rappelling out of a tower and then horse riding with your girlfriend to the end. It's just a bizarre game, and I love it. Had a few of them, like B-Movie, Shrek, Monster House. Ooh, Monster House had a DS game? Bro. That sounds awesome. How do you even make a game out of Monster House? Dude, Monster House is underrated. It's so good. Or maybe it's not underrated, but how do you make a DS game out of that? That's awesome. I gotta check that out. Roy? Hello, Freedom. Welcome in. We're just yapping about old DS games and how I can't play a DS without thinking about Professor Layton. But how are you doing, Freedom? It's good to see you. How are you doing? We're in the finale here. This is like the last or second to last stream of this game here, Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright. So if you don't know what's going on, I feel so bad for you because I would love to explain, but a lot is happening. I'll do my best to explain. Playing on my 2DS, yes. This is actually a 3DS game, which I never had a 3DS. I only had a DS and then a DS Lite. Those were the two we had. Lost the DS Lite. They were like our family consoles and whatever, but So yeah. But we had a DS. Lost the DS Lite. Now I just have DS. Got Pokeball QDS. Ooh. I like that. The only Pokemon game I ever played was Pokemon Pearl. And I liked that game. I played it a lot. I got to, I think, over the course of like months, might even be years, I got to Victory Road, or I beat Victory Road, and I just couldn't get through the gym. And I've never played a Pokemon game since, because it's just, it took so much work, and it just wasn't for me. I'm not a huge fan of, the one thing I kind of wished, and I don't know, maybe other Pokemon games have, is that I like the story and I like the world, but in Pokemon, it's like, it's just fighting. You know, they have this really cool world and like setting, but the lore in the stories are just kind of boring. Like, you know, you walk around, you fight, you talk to the professor, and you know, that kind of stuff. It's like, I don't know, you have such a neat setting to have a really cool story, and I don't know, they're literally all the same. I don't know, but never finished a Pokemon game. I haven't either, still to this day. The game, like, sprite for this game is very cool. For what, this? Yeah, like it. Really got into it for a few days, then forgot about it for a year. I went back, forgot what I was doing. Yeah, because I hadn't touched my DS. I had a DS when I was in Germany. We moved here in 3rd grade, lost it, found it maybe in 6th. No, I think I found it in 10th grade. Want to know something? I would love to know something amusing. Lay it on me. And then I met this kid in high school who also loved Pokemon, and he actually managed to get me to find Pokemon, play through it to Victory Road, and because he had Diamond, so we needed to swap, you know, Dialga and Pearl, or Dialga and Palkia, you know, to like collect the Pokedex or whatever. And we did that. We hung out for like a month, and then he realized I actually really don't like Pokemon, and he stopped being my friend because he was like, I only like Pokemon. I'm like, I kind of don't care. I'm playing NMS and found a bubbling planet? What is NMS? I don't think I've heard of that. I assumed great scorching temperatures to test my suit's hazard protection. Okay. Oh, a bubbling planet. Okay, I see. I'm assuming it did not work. Or maybe it did? The planet was literally floating bubbles? Oh, that's cool. That sounds pretty. I went ahead and I reset up my stream a little bit, so hopefully we should have less ads and stuff, or at least I can control the ads. And I should be able to at least see when they're coming in. Like, I think we have an ad in 10 minutes? I don't know. I was trying to, like, disable pre-rolls, but I can't figure out how to do that. Because apparently I can't. I don't know. Looks like someone shook up the Tide bottle and emptied it in the atmosphere. Oh, that's funny. I feel like that could look pretty, but also, yeesh. Oh, No Man's Sky. Okay. Yeah, I've heard of that game. Never seen it, though. Isn't that one where you can, like, just, like, fly from one planet to the other without, like, any interruption? I think that sounds really cool. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and get back in here. Let's get started. 49 hours. Let us continue. Pretty much, yeah. It seems really cool. I feel like I'd love that game. Because I'm a huge Star Wars fan, so I feel like I should check it out sometime. Okay. That a little. All right. Turns out we had a surprise witness on our hands. The victim himself. The storyteller. Then again, nothing surprises me anymore. The secret behind Labyrinthia. The legendary fire. Witches. Magic. And finally, Bezella. Whoops, come on. The veil was just about to be lifted off these mysteries once and for all. Okay, everyone, it's high time we end this. Let's give Labyrinthia a fresh start it deserves. And solve these mysteries. Oh, Phoenix, if only you knew what was going to happen at about 30 seconds after you say that. Like the equivalent of attending your own funeral. Yeah, he died. We all watched him die, and then he's like, actually, here I am to testify. The first story. All right, here we go. Bonk. I don't quite know what to say. I am truly shocked to see the storyteller again. Oh, cool, we get to witness it again. Alive and well. This was unexpected by me too, as I did not plan to appear before you all again. I was convinced that you would all see the last of me at the parade. But this is the trial for your murder. Didn't you die? Sadly, yes. But I lived. He really did. That is exactly what happened. So he, okay, real quick rundown. We are in a magical world, supposedly. I mean, don't believe this for like 30 seconds, because you'll see why. We're in a mystical, magical world where witches exist. And it's a crime to be a witch, so they burn witches. So we're in a witch trial right now. There is, however, a great witch that supposedly 100 years ago or 50 years ago, I think it was 50 years ago, burned the entire town to the ground with a fire. And so she's the great witch. So right now, the great witch supposedly came back and used this giant fire-breathing charm to kill the storyteller. And the storyteller is a person who's like kind of like a god of this town called Labyrinthia. He writes stories, and whatever happens in the stories happens in real life. So he wrote the story saying the Great Witch is going to kill me, blah, blah, blah. And it happened. And so we've been on trial trying to prove the girl who's been accused of it innocent. And here the storyteller is. So I hope that was good enough. And you can throw all that out of the window because in 5 seconds you're going to see what's happening. Yeah, Layton and Luke, wherever they went. Maya and Phoenix got isekai'd question mark? Yeah. Yeah, this is kind of a normal for Luke and Layton. They're always getting thrown into these mystical worlds. And then Phoenix and Maya are like, whoa, this is new. And you are alive? Yeah, see? No one was killed. So let's call this whole thing off and never have a witch trials again. Whoa, Maya, take it easy. We're still in court, remember? But what's the point of this? The storyteller wasn't killed. Espella would never do anything to harm her, Dad. Objection. There he is. If only it was as simple as that to end this trial, however. It is not, Miss Faye. But, Professor... Search your memory and you will know the reason why the crime Miss Cantabella is accused of is not just murder. The purpose of the Witches' Court is to sentence the witches for what they are. Isn't that right, Mr. Storyteller? It's so normal that Luke got bored and decided to go window shopping. Yeah, that's why he's not here. He's like, another classic ending to one of our mysteries. I'll just see you when you're done, Professor. I fully intend to expose the true identity of Bezella. And this would not be possible without you, Mr. Storyteller. On the witness stand. I wonder if he's gonna get to say he hasn't done his iconic, is you there? He hasn't done that. So I wonder if he's gonna get that, you know? Phoenix has done a lot of pointing. Layton's doing a lot of pointing, but maybe Phoenix will get to do is you there? You know, that would be kind of cool. That'd be kind of like, you know, neat. I don't know. Maybe the pointing is as close as we're going to get to the is you there, you know? We'll see. We'll see. I still have hope. I see. And so you assume the role of an inquisitor just to lure me here. Be that as it may, the Inquisition still maintains that Espella Cantabella is the great witch Bezella. She's fine. Dad! Her eyes changed. Phoenix, what happened? Luke, Tuesday again, huh? Yeah, that's this game. Basically. It's been a long time, Miss Bella. 4 years, in fact. You must have experienced many hardships living amongst the townfolk. The daughter of mine never fits in with others, no matter how hard she tries. No, it wasn't quite like that. There were people who supported me. Aunt Patty was very kind. The customers who came to our bakery were nice to me. I'm happy to hear that. I wanted to watch over you ever since you left town. But in the end, I failed to do so. I had no idea what was happening to you. I am very sorry, Espella. Oh, Dad. You don't need to apologize to me for anything. It's me who owes you an apology. No. Espella, you've done nothing wrong. I was trying to hurt you. Oh, don't say that. That's gonna make you sound guilty. Please. It was my fault, not yours. There's no reason for you to blame yourself. Dad, I'm happy we got to talk. Spella. We were so busy with writing everyone's stories that we stopped talking to each other. Before, it was different. You used to have time for me. Please forgive me. Why did it have to come to this? Mr. Storyteller, it's time to put everything in order now. The townsfolk and your daughter deserve to know the truth. The truth about yourself and the story. Yes, I suppose it is time I told you the truth. Here we go, guys. You have that lore fresh in your mind, Freedom? Because, Your Honor? Yes, Mr. Storyteller. Let us begin. In this trial, I shall be judged. Understood. Bonk. The witness shall testify. People of Labyrinthia who have gathered in this court, I will now tell you the true story. Many of you will certainly find it hard to believe and difficult to accept. Nevertheless, I ask you to please lend me an ear and listen with open minds. Espella, my dear daughter, I ask you to do the same too. Oh, I just noticed she's behind him. She's been talking to his back. I thought they were facing each other. Oh, that's so funny. I thought she was like in front of him, but no, he's like not even looking at her. Ah, yes, my daughter. I don't want to look at you. I'm too ashamed. All right, here we go. Witness testimony. The truth of Labyrinthia. Although you may know me as the storyteller, I have one more identity. I am the president of Labralum Inc. This whole town is one of Labralum's research facilities and may be hard for you to comprehend. This land is rich in a very special substance which affects everyone who lives here. The substance enables the manipulation of people's minds, and that is what Labralum is researching. This experiment began 10 years ago. The townsfolk all became test subjects. For the people who are still alive. It's right. It's all a prank. Nothing is real. I don't understand. What does it all mean? I don't quite understand what I've just heard. I do not blame you. I suppose all the townsfolk are just as confused. Labyrinthia is an artificial town created entirely by me. What about the people in your company? You didn't do it alone. I assume. But of course, as artificial as it may be, it is the reality of those that live here. For the past 10 years, I've been bringing an illusion to life by writing a story. I am lost for words. It feels as if the whole world has been turned on its head. It has. Your Honor, it is certainly not an easy matter to grasp this new situation at once. Regardless, I suggest we hear more of what the witness has to say. Yes, I agree. Let's continue. Bonk. The defense may begin the interrogation. What? Thank you, Your Honor. I love how Phoenix is like, I'm not questioning this at all. I'm just going right into this. This is it. This is my life now. Whatever. I mean, I guess he knows that he's like, this isn't like he's in a different world, you know? So he's probably not as confused, but still. What are we planning to get for this interrogation? This has nothing to do with the murder.
Hold it!
Okay, maybe Phoenix is a little bit shocked. Maybe he's a little bit confuzzled. He's like, I don't understand, actually. This is too much. I don't even know where to start. Labrilum Inc. That's the name I've never heard before. Is it a global pharmaceutical company with headquarters in England? My memory serves me right. It was founded by Arthur Cantabella. Ooh. Indeed, that is my true name. Were you familiar with that, Mr. Wright? No, I live in Japan. I'm from Japan. Do you think I know the pharmaceutical industries of England? No, I'm Japanese. Sure, yeah, I've heard of Labrilum, of course. Sure I did. Labrilum Inc. is known for developing a completely harmless anesthetic about 20 years ago. It is now widely used in hospitals around the world. The company is also working on various other plant-derived sedatives, revolutionizing medicine. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised by your vast knowledge, Mr. Layton.
Objection!
That's irrelevant. The fact is just based on the real world we're from, not Labyrinthia. Then, the real world, Mr. Wright. Then, what would you call the world we are in now? Do you think this is a fantasy? I mean, kind of. It's fake. A faux. You could call it faux. F-A-U-X. Faux. It's fake. But it is real, you know? No, that's not quite what I meant. Mr. Wright, I do not mean to be so rude as to presume I know what thoughts are running through your head. Oh, but you know everything, dude. Come on, don't lie. However, Labyrinthia is certainly not a place within a book, or in the past. Labyrinthia is part of the world we know. Huh? What? But how could a town like this exist in the real world? He just told you. He literally just told you. We're in a world, and we're all just being gaslit into thinking this world is real. Like, the structure is real. The physicalness of this world is real. But everyone is just, no, yeah. But we're all thinking that magic is real. Everyone knows what's going on through the head of Phoenix. Yeah, I think that is just like canon. Everyone can read his mind. All his inner monologues, for sure. Do you think it's impossible? Why would that be? That's so unfair for Layton to see. He's been in 3 fictional cities. He's been there. He has experience that Phoenix couldn't dream to have. This is so unfair. Are you saying that everyone would know about an unusual town like this if it existed? He's like, I've been to 3 of them. This makes number 4. And that's if we're only counting the games. I'm sure he had some off-screen misadventures. So he's probably been to like 300 undocumented cities. That's great. It's something like that. Anyway, it would be on a map at least. No, I'm afraid that cannot be so. One more before you can get a free ice cream. Yeah, that's why he's doing this. To get some ice cream. Huh? This town is not marked on any map. It doesn't officially exist, but it's a physical location. What do you mean? The answer is quite simple. If you say it's underground. Oh, it's a research facility, okay.
Hold it!
So this really is Aperture Science. This whole town is a research facility? Wait, Portal 2 came out in 2014, I think. Wait a minute. I'm obviously joking between the parallels, but I mean, this is like an Aperture Science sized, if not larger. Oh, 2011, my bad. 2011 is Portal 2. This whole area is private property of Labyrinth Inc. So, they own all this land then. That is why Labyrinthia is not marked on any map, and people from the outside cannot enter. We have taken measures to ensure that this town is not noticed by local residents. What measures are you talking about? Putting up a fence, Phoenix. It's not that hard. They're not like... What do you mean? What kind of measures are you taking? I don't know. Patrolling the outside. What do you mean? Consider the fact that magic is supposed to exist in this town. Perhaps special mechanisms that were used to create magic also serve to conceal Labyrinthia. There are limits to what magic the Shades are capable of producing for their own, after all. That is the case indeed. The magic in this town has been made feasible owing to the latest technology. Technology? Tricks? I cannot believe this. However, there's one question. There is no industry in Labyrinthia. How do you obtain necessary commodities? I don't know, maybe they get ported in from a sister factory? That's my guess. Very observant, aren't you? All the commodities are regularly shipped in by sea. Okay, I wasn't expecting by sea. But yeah. A young man once made his way here on a freighter and took Espella out of the town. Oh, so that's how... Carmine. That's how he got in. He was just on a freighter. Wait a minute. Espella was on a freighter. Okay. Interesting. Okay. I mean, that doesn't explain how Phoenix and Maya got here, but Espella did make her way on a freighter on the way back. Oh, you know what? I bet... No. How would they have got... Did Luke and Professor ever get on the ship? I don't know if they got on the ship. Didn't they open the book while on the bridge? I mean, they could have fallen onto the boat. I don't think so, though. We'll see. We'll see. That was Carmine Accidenti, a friend of mine. He's dead. Actually, I don't think he's dead. Isn't he, like, in a coma or something? I see. But is something this scale really possible? Phoenix, you have a lot to learn. You have a lot to learn about what goes down in London when Leighton is around. As you might suspect, it would be beyond the power of Labyrinth Inc. to keep a facility this size a secret for so long. Wow. Labyrinthia is a project co-founded by the British government. Of course it is. Of course it is. We love co-funded British government projects. What? It's a government project. What would be their stake in this? Bro, being able to control people? What are you... The storyteller's like, are you an idiot? Like, what? We're wiping your minds. Oh boy. It's all because of my beliefs. His beliefs? The judge is just clocked out. He's like, I don't know, man. I give up. Oh, by the way. Yes, Your Honor. What is a research facility? I've never heard of anything like that before. Ah, yes, that was careless of me. Naturally, you wouldn't know what it means. How should I explain? This whole town is my creation. Ah, that's what this is about. In other words, it's all your story. That makes it all clear. Swing and a miss, Your Honor. Getting back to the topic. There is an important reason why we have chosen to build such a facility here.
Hold it!
Very rich. A special substance. What does it actually do? This area has been isolated since ancient times, developing its own unique culture. There are underground ruins on the verge of this town. We have found writings there, presumably left by the natives of this land. So the great... Oh, no, you were talking about that. A bell that was supposed to be there was missing. He's like, I didn't take that. What are you talking about? It was me. What bell? So you have seen the ruins. I suspected that you would find them. Then perhaps you also have noticed that everyone who lives here has a very peculiar condition. Peculiar condition, you say? I can't just sit here quietly like a patient old man when you're saying such things. Just what kind of condition is it? You have every right to know. This condition makes people fall unconscious upon the sound of a certain metal being struck. I'm trying to think back. There was a bell. The only metal that I'm thinking of is when Kira picked up the bell. We didn't hear any ringing. I can't think of a time a bell was rung. Metal? What kind of metal? Hardcore metal. Pure silver. And so there was not a single object made of silver in Labyrinthia. Oh, okay, so we wouldn't have known. Well, also, why did he say you should know they all have a peculiar condition? It's like, I didn't know that. Yeah, careful grabbing your cutlery. Now that I think of it, that's true. Just imagine what a disaster fancy dinner would be. You beat him to the punchline. If everyone fainted whenever they used silver cutlery, it's almost like you played the game before. No, I'm kidding. This condition is an integral part of magic. Is it a silver bell up there? How so? All inhabitants of Eldritch Woods carry a small silver bells. Aha! I see now. The shades ring the bells when they need to create the illusion of magic. And apparently, everyone present falls unconscious. And the shades set their work. We got Limp Layton. Look at him being tossed around. You're like Santa's reindeer. They kind of are. Oh, look. Look at the shade. Sorry. Look at where the shade's hand was. So that's the secret of the time-stealing magic Darklaw told us about. Now that they mention it. Yay, the bell. Grabbing Layton's ass. Hey, me for real, honestly. If I had a chance, you know? Just saying. I know it's not what a true gentleman would do. But sometimes you just gotta do something for yourself, you know? Luke, remember that guy? Yeah, who is this kid? I don't remember this kid. Kira had that small bell with her when we saw her back in the marketplace. We have been researching his condition at Laburnum Inc. And finally, we discovered its cause. It was the groundwater. Oh no, they polluted the groundwater. Water causes it. The groundwater contains a certain unique substance found in the soil in this area. So if you drink the water, you get this silver allergy thing? But of course we've been drinking it. It's impossible to live without water. Of course, that's why everyone who lives here has that condition. Oh dear. You needn't worry, this condition is harmless, especially as silver is unknown to the townsfolk. That's fair. Hello, Ezra. Thank you for the hydration. I appreciate it. How are you doing? We're just finding out that everything we've been doing is fake. It's all been a ruse. The whole town has been a research facility to study the effects of, I don't know, being allergic to silver, sort of. Something's still not quite right, though. If the sound of silver makes people pass out, why don't the shades pass out too? They're wearing earmuffs. They got their Raycon earbuds in. Thanks to today's sponsor, you won't pass out when you hear a bell. Although the effect of the substance in the groundwater is powerful, it doesn't last long. The condition will vanish after a day or so without drinking that water. So do they purify the water or do they just dehydrate themselves? That's convenient. The substance's effects aren't limited to humans. It can also affect plants to a great extent. Plants are affected by it? Oh, interesting. Plants are affected by it. How does a plant fall unconscious, though? Yeah, it's taking a mirror. A mirror taking a swig. Good thing I've been drinking vodka this whole time. Yeah. Yeah, I know they're living, but do they have a consciousness? I think they sort of do. But I don't know, it's like, would they just stop? I don't know what they would stop. I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with this. Cause like, I know they have a little bit of consciousness, cause like, they know like, hey, I need to collect food, or like I'm collecting sunlight, you know, sort of like that. But I'd be interested in like, what is an unconscious plant? What does that mean, you know? Our research was focused on the plants rather than the humans. What? So wait, why did you put all the humans here if you were just focusing on the plants? The humans thing was just a silly little idea. They have a little snooze. It was. Oh, you're saying it was. Okay. You felt silly, Your Honor.
Hold it!
That sounds really scary. Just what is this all about? The substance enters the groundwater, affecting organisms that consume it. People who drink it daily acquire that odd condition. They fall unconscious upon hearing the sound of silver metal. Yes, although the substance in the groundwater has also a tremendous effect on plants. Wildflowers in this area contain a certain poison. Upon my beard, poison! This poison doesn't harm the body. It has the effect of manipulating the mind. So now it's not the water, it's the flowers? So it brainwashes people. I've been writing the story for 10 years. Don't you think the experiment went on for a little bit too long? Like, what was the goal? To see if you could convince a bunch of people to kill each other? Because, like, if you got them to believe they're in a town that doesn't exist for 10 years, I think you proved it works. I think you've gone on for way too long. Yeah, imagine your life has been brainwashed for 10 years. You could have done it for 6 months and you would have proven, hey, this works. Why are we doing this for 10 years? Title of the story was Labyrinthia. The ink I used to write it was made from those plants. So when you open the book, you inhale the scent? I mean, spoiler alert. That's exactly what happened in the Elysian box, so that's actually kind of funny. Oh, Nick, do you remember how funny the ink smelled? You know how the first thing I do when I open a book is just give it a big old whiff. No, love snipping fresh books got messed up. I think I already talked about this on stream before, but I had one book that I checked out from the library a long time ago when I was in elementary school. We had like a summer reading list, and I picked The Lion, the Lich, and the Wardrobe, and the book smelled like cigarettes. It wasn't like someone had smoked a cigarette, you know. That's just how it smelled naturally. It smelled awful, and I could not read the book without getting a headache because it just smelled like someone had smoked a pack of cigarettes in it, and it was so gross. I got like 10 pages in. I'm like, Mom, I can't finish reading this because I'm getting a headache. And she's like, the book's not that hard. I'm like, no, smell it. It sucks. But usually I like the smell of paper. It smells, you know, when you have like a nice fresh book, it smells good. 20 volume manga box set arrived today. You better believe. Yeah, it smells good. They smell good, unless they smell like cigarettes. And that's where the trick is. Or the gas released when the ink evaporates, and that's where the trick is. What? To inhale the gas, people becomes extremely susceptible to suggestion. Okay, so suggestion. It's literally gaslighting. I made the joke earlier, but it's literally gaslighting. I love it. Stuffing books in this town is the new Coke, apparently. You mean brainwashing? They will believe anything they are told, or anything they read, however strange or unrealistic. It will be imprinted into their minds as the truth. So, that was the true purpose of the parades. Oh, you throw the pages so they can all smell in the new... Oh. God, look at those NPCs. I love latent NPCs. They're so cool. They're so full of life. I mean, granted, these characters look lifeless, but it's... You know what I mean, right? The woman has hype. Yeah, the woman hype emote. Look at her. I'm gonna turn that into a hype emote. I do that. Pages of the story written in a special ink were regularly distributed among the townspeople. It was done so that everyone would be in the state of hypnosis. Indeed. The creation of a fully controlled town with the inhabitants subject to long-term hypnosis. That was one of the topics of our research. Then, the story it is written in the Historia Labyrinthia. You could call that self-fulfilling prophecy realized through the Shade's work and the hypnotic effects of the ink vapors. Is that how it was all this time? Labyrinth used hypnosis to control all these people. I can't believe that. The government was supporting that. Phoenix, I love you, buddy.
Hold it!
10 years. That's crazy. All the people subjected to this experiment have been living here all this time? No, we started with just a few people, gradually getting more and more. I must say that I'm afraid of what the answer might be to the... Or the answer to my... Wow. I was going to try that again. I must say that I am afraid of what the answer to this question might be. But where did these people come from? Oh, he's got the angry eyes. Guys, he's put on the angry eyes. Let's go. You haven't resorted to abduction by any chance, have you? Were we abducted? We opened a book and got teleported. I would say yes. Of course not. Okay. Every test subject signed a contract with Labralum. Oh, okay. A contract to have their memories erased and be used like pawns in a story? Speaking of abduction, where is my apprentice? What have you done with him? The current inhabitants of this town have one thing in common. They were all dissatisfied with their lives and wanted to start anew, forgetting about their mistakes, forsaking unwanted identities. Interesting. There are more people like that out there than you might think. I can see that. There's probably a couple people. They all agreed to participate in our research. I guess that's less bad. Because, I mean, depending on what the ultimate goal of the research is, and, I mean, well, I don't know. It looks like no one was actually killed in this, you know? If they were actually burning people at the stake, that would be like, yeah, no, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I guess that's, in some weird world, I think that's kind of fine. But that's insane. Phoenix, we can't all be top ace attorneys like you. Some of us have normal jobs and normal lives, all right, Phoenix? That's insane. Why would someone be unsatisfied with their life? Come on, Phoenix. It's not as unreasonable as you suggest. We give them a new identity, a chance to start their life again. In return, they subject themselves to hypnosis and live in a town as our test subjects. In order for this project to be possible, we suppress their memories of the past, including the memory of signing the contract. That's a very convenient thing to say, because now you could say they could have never signed the contract, but you'd be like, well, we just erased the memory of you signing the contract. I would want a physical copy. So ultimately, they were not aware of what is going on.
I couldn't agree more. I've got no idea what's going on.
Let's make this clear, Mr. Wright. We do not erase memories, we suppress them. That's probably why Phoenix was able to get it back. They will regain their memories of life before Labyrinthia once their contract is over. So this place was uninhabited before you started the research 10 years ago? Were you not paying attention, you stupid... No, I'm just kidding. He didn't even respond to her. He's like, come on. And you've managed to keep everyone in the state of hypnosis for 10 years straight. Can you really hypnotize someone for that long? I mean, 10 years is one heck of a long time. It was achieved through the distribution of the story during the parades. The ink vapors have a powerful effect, but it wouldn't last 10 years, of course. With each parade, the effect was renewed. That's why the parades took place at regular intervals. That was the true purpose of the event. I'm interested, though, because... Well, I guess Dark Law would have been exposed to the papers. I have been born and raised here. It was a poor small town with no industry to speak of that had fallen behind the times. Apparently very behind the times. They had a witch-burning area. Ever since I was a child, I had one friend that was especially close to me. Oh, was it the man? The alchemist? He was a bright boy, curious about the world. His name was Newton Belduke. Aww.
Sir Newton Belduke.
God, what? Is that really what his face looked? Was his face that long? Why is his face so long? There's no way his face was that long. Did they extend his face? I don't remember his face being so potato shaped. Looks like Ki-Adi Mundi. So, they were childhood friends. The plot thickens. I'm pretty sure we knew that, Maya. He always had been interested in the unique natural features of this land. Looks like I got trapped between a wall. Yeah! There was really nothing here, but to us, this area was exciting. It was an exciting place worth exploring. And one day we made an astonishing discovery on the outskirts of the town. We stumbled upon the entrance to the underground caverns leading to the colossal ruins. Wow. Whoa, look at that! I don't know. Newton, this is so amazing! And this strange writing, I've never seen anything like it before. We found ancient writings in the ruins. Newton managed to decode some of them. According to our findings, a highly advanced culture had existed on the land where our little town was built. Some great calamity had befallen the natives, and they migrated elsewhere. They believed that the plants and the water in that area were caused by an entity called the Great Witch Bazella. The natives sealed the curse within the ruins and left in search of a new home. But the real curse was science all along. That is all we managed to decipher. Layton's like, well, I deciphered all of it. You idiot. What you spent your life deciphering, I deciphered in 3 minutes. While enjoying a nice cup of tea, of course. Zella's curse. It was sealed in the ruins, you say? Would you say that be the Bell of Ruin? The Bell of Ruin? Oh, that's the bell from the bell tower. I wonder why it's got an ominous name like that. Regrettably, we couldn't get any further information from the writings at the time. Needless to say, Newton and I were very excited by the discovery.
Hold on a minute.
Sorry about that. I knew it! This place is special. It has some kind of mysterious power. If we could find out what it is, our humble town would become famous. You know what? I'm gonna do that. I will unravel the mystery of this place. And And so Newton began studying the indigenous plants and substances dissolved in the groundwater. On the other hand, I studied economics and management at a university in London. What a nerd! But also, business is good stuff. Smart. I dreamed of bringing prosperity to this poor, forgotten town. I wanted to change it for the better of my own hands. Meanwhile, Newton had succeeded at extracting the new anesthetic from the local plants. Was that the anesthetic which led to the foundation of Labralum? Labralum. Yes, it was a huge success for Labralum Inc. Before we knew it, we were making a fortune. We wanted the whole world to hear about our hometown. Alas, fate was not kind to us, as we never realized the dream. Everyone in our town had died. All the townspeople perished. Oh. Was it a great fire? Perhaps. Maybe. Huh?
Well, just what on earth happened to them?
It was a fire. That does not matter anymore. I killed them all. We purchased the environs of our town. The mountains, the lake, the plains, everything. Then, 10 years ago, having received financial support from the government, we started Project Labyrinthia. Yeah. It was much smaller in the beginning. It started no more than a village. As no more than a village, over the course of 10 years, it slowly grew into a town. The population increased as well. When did you invent the witches? Because, like, was that a plan from the start? Or something you added when you and Belduke got, like, drunk one night? And are like, dude, what if we had witches, dude? That would be awesome. When did the witches come into play here? Also, why? Still haven't explained why. More people were signing the contract with Labralum, slowly increasing the number of inhabitants, correct? Yes, they would sign the contract, be hypnotized, and assigned a role, and be introduced to the world of the story. Haven't had a from him all day. Dot. I have spoken at length. Thank you for patiently listening to my tale. Does that make this dumb? Are done? I mean, is it over? Bazella is the name of a witch from an ancient legend that we read about in the ruins. It is a fictional character. She does not exist. But then, magic and witches. Magic is just an illusion, and there are no witches. Leighton, I know Leighton came in, and he said, I'm going to prove that Basella is the Great Witch. It's the person possessing her. It's gonna happen. It's gotta happen. And I know it can happen because people get possessed in Phoenix Wright world. So that means possession is all plausible in this game. It could happen. It's gonna happen, I'm telling you, dude. It's not done yet. Bazella is real. And it's the cat. It's the kitty cat. Alright, so it was all fake. That doesn't make it much better. Why did you write a story where people get killed with magic and witches are thrown into the fire? You could have made a peaceful and pleasant world where everyone would be happy. No, that was not possible. What do you mean? But why? This is a research facility after all. We're researching ways to completely control human beings. Oh. So you're trying to even say, that's actually kind of interesting. So I get real quick mini lesson. Hypnosis is real. It happens. You can do it. But a big thing about hypnosis is that you can never hypnotize someone to do something that they wouldn't do if they weren't hypnotized. So like you couldn't hypnotize someone to kill somebody else. That's just it. You can't do that. So that's interesting that
this is what they're researching. They're researching ways on could you persuade someone. So that's pretty cool. I like that. I mean, it's not cool. It's messed up. But the idea of researching something like that would be realistic, because you can't, at the moment, you cannot hypnotize someone to do something against their like morals or whatever. So you couldn't convince someone to rob a bank or whatever, you know, stuff like that. So that's kind of interesting. It's a realistic idea to research. It's not good. Test subjects need to be exposed to extreme situations, so we decided on a fantasy setting. We wouldn't have got the funding from the government otherwise. In other words, we're running a business. How are you making money? What do you mean business? Just what instructions do you give to those people? Do you give to the people you hypnotize? You don't give each of them a full set of memories with their fictional life, do you? No, it's much more simple than that. We only give them 2 pieces of information. The first one, that they were born in this town, and the second was their new occupation. Then they fill in the gaps themselves. Without being aware of it, the human mind requires a consistent story of one's life. Which means, of course, that no labyrinthian has memories from earlier than 10 years ago. But Espella does. No one has any memories from before they came to Labyrinthia.
What are you saying?
That's all one big lie. I am who I am. But can you remember your childhood? I can't. That's true. I can't remember even my parents. No way. I can't recall my own mother's face. As you can hear, no one can remember their real past. Bro, that would be horrifying. I mean, granted, if you tell them, like, hey, in a couple days, you're going to get your memories back because they're just suppressing them, that might calm you down to be like, okay, just go take a nap, go sleep it off, and then in the morning or in a couple days, you'll remember your parents' face. So that would be a horrifying realization to be like, now that I think about it, I don't know who my parents are. What is wrong with me? That would be scary, dude. No one remembers their real past. There are no exceptions. There is. Where's my court record? I present to you Spella Cantabella. No, I'm kidding. Huh? Wait a second. No exceptions? I smell a contradiction here. Yeah, finally! I can do something. Layton's like, go ahead. You've earned it. You've stood there long enough. Ah, it seems Mr. Wright too has noticed it now. Come on, Layton's like, I knew this from the moment he walked in. Just waiting for you to catch up, you slowpoke. What are you talking about, Layton? Mr. Cantabella, you just testified that not a single citizen of this town remembers anything from more than 10 years ago. Yes, that is all true. I'm gonna make a save. I know I don't really need to make a save here, but whatever. 50 hours, let's go. Oh, I need to do these. That is the truth. Now, that's a strange assertion, especially coming from you. What? What do you mean? There's one person in this town who remembers what happened more than 10 years ago. It cannot be it. It is impossible. They must be merely imagining things now. Mr. Wright, please enlighten us all. Who is this person that remembers their past? It's Eve. No, I'm kidding. It's obviously, I mean, it might be Eve.
Take that!
It's Spella. Precisely, Mr. Wright. Oh, you're not even going to let me explain it. You just let me present the evidence. There you go, good little boy. You can present the evidence. Daddy will explain it. Go sit in the corner and drink your milk or something. I don't know. Come on, man. Precisely, Mr. Wright. That person is none other than Espella Cantabella. What? That's impossible. It's true, Dad. I remember it clearly, as if it happened yesterday. The legendary fire. No, that's impossible. That's just your imagination, Espella. No, it's not.
I couldn't remember it before, but it all came back to me because I'm Bezella. No, Espella, there are no witches. That fire was just a bad dream. You know it's real, do you? You think it's real? The Inquisition would like to call Espella Cantabella to testify. What? Regardless of whether Miss Cantabella is Bezella or not, her memories may contain valuable clues.
Yes, that may be so.
Oh, wait. I don't agree to this. This trial is over, Your Honor.
Objection.
No. You seem to be forgetting something, Mr. Cantabella. Your story has ended. You are no longer in control. Yeah, that's crazy. They're just like, no, we're not listening to you. Damn. You are merely one of the characters. Whoa. Leighton just NPC'd him. Ouch. And this is also why we will not cease seeking the truth until we find it. Grrr. Love voice. Thank you for the random Koyuki. How are you doing? Welcome in. Welcome in. We're having some crazy things happening here. Ibuki. Thank you, voice. Making me feel happy. Like the ebook.
French, what's your opinion on this?
Spella keeps insisting that she's the witch Bezella. As her attorney, I should refuse to let her to speak to the court. But it's really important now. It's finding out the truth, just as Leighton said. There's only one way to proceed with this trial. And that's by questioning Miss Cantabella about her memories. And their torment, Gauze, and your bragging that you said pretty easily. Come on, voice. Come on, man. Bong. You're saying pretty easily. After I barely cleared. Actually, I think Extreme was actually super easy. If you get lucky or if you get the right rotations, Extreme was really easy, but I didn't have enough power to do insane.
In that case, the court summons Espella Cantabella as a witness. Attendants, bring the accused to the witness stand.
Yeah, if you have all the right units, it's super easy. But you know what I was surprised, boys? My swimsuit Shizuko was still a 1-star. I don't know why or how. I got her up to 3 stars by buying her Ligma, but she was at 1 star. I don't understand. Ow. Is she like not, you can't pull her, right? I don't know. I'm sad. I can't get her.
Now, witness, testify about your memories of the legendary fire.
Yes, my lord. I was just a little girl then. It happened during the annual fire festival. Why would you have a fire festival, dude? Maybe the fire festival was, a bad idea. Is the Mystic AoE? Yeah. That's the tough, because there's what? Mutsuki, Chisei. I think that's it, right? Or who else was I using? There's one other person who really has good Mystic AoE. That's really it. Everyone was gathered in the town square for the fire festival, and I was watching them from the bell tower. Great Witch Bezella awoke within me and brought calamity upon the town. Needed heavy farm Shizuko, yeah. I guess I didn't. Main account maxed her out, yeah. I guess I missed out on her banner. Maybe, or not her banner, her event. Maybe it'll come back. They'll probably rerun the event eventually. Although it's been 3 years, because I've had her since she came out. I just never got her, apparently. Sucks, dude. I'll get her up eventually. An enormous fire dragon appeared. I was trembling with fear and terrified by what I had summoned.
I'm all empty. Witness, what you have told us wasn't a bad dream or a fairy tale, but what you actually experienced.
Yes, it was. Like I have already said, I remember it very clearly. The heat from the fire, the smell of the smoke.
Spella, what are you talking about? Bonk. The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Was there really a huge fire that destroyed the town? What about Bezella? Is she even real? The answers are in Ispella's testimony. Oh god, here we go. Oh boy. Her event's gonna be immortalized event. You'll have to buy the alarm. Oh, that's dumb. Buy her shards in the XP permit shot. Yeah. I've been just doing that. It's dumb. But it is what it is. Well, I only need her. I don't need her UE, right? Do you think that's worth it, or should I just get her to 5 stars? Eventually, I'll buy her a Ligma. I'm already at 3 stars, but you know, it's just so much, dude. Probably not a priority. Definitely not a priority, but we'll get there. I was just a little girl then. Okay.
Hold it!
Do you remember what age you were then? I'm not quite sure, but I think I was 6 or 7.
And how old are you now?
Crazy that we're only asking this. I'm 18 years old.
That means those events did take place more than 10 years ago.
Reso's good enough for insane? Okay. I'm probably never going to try Torment, because that sounds dumb.
It's very odd that you have the memories that old, but perhaps you're mistaken about your age at that time.
Objection!
No! Your Honor, no one besides Ispella has witnessed the legendary fire. Which would mean that the incident occurred before Labyrinthia was created, over 10 years ago.
Yes, I suppose that makes sense.
That doesn't make sense at all. How many times do I need to tell you? There are no witches, no magic. The legendary fire is just a story. I bet it really happened. It definitely happened. I bet that's what killed the town that you came from. It didn't destroy Labyrinthia, it killed your hometown. Torment will be the new insane. I don't know. Like, it's gonna take a long time. With how long it took me to get to insane level, like, it's gonna take even longer to get enough characters to do Torment. It's gonna be like, if I do ever get to Torment, it would be in like 2 years probably. It's gonna take so long to build up the amount of characters. I mean, it could happen, but it probably won't. I mean, if I play for that long, I'll eventually get maxed out characters. So if I plan to play the game for the rest of my life, yeah, probably I'll play Torment eventually.
This interrogation serves no purpose.
Bonk.
Mr. Cantabella, the court asked you to be quiet during another witness's testimony, unless you are asked to speak.
Grr. You asked to be judged. And the judge is going to be judging. I like this judge more than the Phoenix Wright judge. He's actually doing a good job. Shots fired. Canadian guy is pretty good. Could you tell us a little more about this fire festival you were watching? Yes, it seems to be an ancient custom in this area. The townspeople make a fire offering to the Great Witch Bezella so that she will not bring misfortunes upon them. A great fire is lit in the middle of the town square. The festival lasts all night long.
That's correct. The festival takes place once every year. It's quite magnificent, with all the townsfolk assembled in the square. Unless it is a counterfeit memory imprinted on our minds by you.
No, this festival has been held here, even since before I was born. It appears to be a very old custom indeed. By the way, why were you in the bell tower in the first place? Huh? You know, you said everyone was in the town square. Why weren't you there? I don't have any friends. I can't remember. I probably went there because Bezella awoke within me. Despite having vivid memories of the fire, you do not remember much of anything else that occurred at the time. Yes. I was at the top of the bell tower, looking down at the people in the town square. La, and there's Eve. I'm telling you, dude, it's Eve. Someone was there with me. Oh, that's right. It was Eve. Okay. It's a 10. How old can cats get? 10 years old? Right? They can be that old. Right? Let's see. Average lifespan of a cat. 13 to 20 years. Okay, never mind. I take back my yap. Eve is old. Old kitty. Eve. Her black cat, huh? I didn't think Eve was that old. Hmm? Well then.
Hold it!
Do you remember casting a spell? I cannot remember. Oh? What do you have, Sir Idiot?
Hang on!
You look upset, Mr. Cantabella. Ah, pardon me. Did you want something? I'd like to know what you were thinking of, or what you think about Espella's last statement. My opinion about this has not changed since the last time. It's all just a dream. Listen to me, Espella. You are not a Bezella. There was no legendary fire. Dad, you have no idea how much I want to believe you, but I just can't. I remember what I saw and how it felt. The heat, the smoke. Magic doesn't exist. It belongs in a fairy tales. There's no fire dragons either. Espella seems certain that she saw a fire dragon at the time. However, as long as we do not have any evidence to support or disprove this claim, we can't make any progress. Do I have any relevant evidence? Anything that could demonstrate that the fire dragon Espella saw and child was real? I didn't mean to press. I guess I have evidence, guys. I have evidence, Your Honor.
What is it, Defender?
The defense will present evidence. No, Layton, please, no. I'm sorry. It was a misclick. I swear. Misinput. Layton, don't give me those eyes. I'm sorry. I don't want to waste your time, sir. Evidence? I suppose you mean evidence that will prove that my daughter's memories of the dragon amount to nothing more than wild imagination. On the contrary, I'm pretty positive Espella did see the dragon. What? I thought you had more sense in you. Bonk. Oh no.
Well, aren't we all curious about what the defense has got to show us? Present evidence.
I don't wanna. Guys, I can't use a hint coin. I think I goofed up. You know you goofed up when the game's like, we're not giving you a hint coin. You're an idiot. You deserve to take this loss. No. Guys, it's over. My perfect record of using saving. No. Grandworm. Yay. Grandworm. Evidence. I feel like this is wrong, right? I don't know, whatever.
Take that!
I'm an idiot, Your Honor. Well, how about this? No, Mr. Wright. You just said out loud, how about this? Was that addressed to anyone here? No, not really.
Ah, he seems to be confused.
Perhaps you were lost in your thoughts that you didn't realize. That you vocally expressed something you obviously meant yourself. Ah, I knew it was the wrong evidence. Nick, maybe we just don't have the right thing to present yet. Maybe I wasn't too sure about the piece of evidence. It was more of a gamble, to tell you the truth. It was a misinput, I swear. No, my perfect record. My shields. Need more information here.
Bonk. Witness, continue your testimony.
Yes, my lord. I'm gonna do this. A separate save here.
Hold it!
Hold it! Can you tell me more about that dragon? The monstrous image is still so vivid. It looked just like the one that attacked my dad this evening. I've done something terrible again.
Then you are sure that the fire dragon you saw more than 10 years ago, and the one summoned this evening, was exactly the same?
Yes, they were definitely the same.
Okay.
Hang on!
Hang on. Is something wrong, Mr. Cantabella?
It's impossible. There's no such thing as magic.
You never believed me, Dad. I don't know why you have to be like this. There was a time when things were different.
Spella, what are you saying?
Look at them. It's like a common argument between teenager and a parent.
It's almost like they're father and daughter. Wow.
Mr. Cantabella created this town. He knows better than anyone else that there's no magic here.
Miss Cantabella,
Yes?
would you mind giving us more details of what you saw?
Could I borrow a sheet of parchment and pencil? She's also an artist. Wow. Was that set up before? Is she an artist? Or does she draw? I think it'll be better if I draw it.
Your request shall be granted. Bring parchment and pencil to the witness immediately.
Do. Wow. A Night Fury. This is it. This is the fire dragon that I saw that night. New music? Jam time? Going pretty hard. I'm enjoying it. Let's go. I only caught a glimpse, I only caught a glimpse of it, but it was real. Oh, he actually says something.
I must say, it does closely resemble the supposedly magical creature we witnessed this evening. It does indeed. The drawing shall be added to the evidence.
Is that the evidence I'm supposed to use?
This is a farce.
What happened over a decade ago? Is the town really destroyed by a fire dragon?
Discovering the truth about the dragon shall be our next objective.
Bonk. Thanks, Leighton.
Witness, continue the testimony.
Yes, my lord.
Hold it!
Do you remember what age you were then? Okay, no, we already went through this. So I'm assuming now I go back. Hold on a minute. Alright. I think it was this one, right? Well, first let me actually read the court record. Alright. Let's take a look. It is a dragon. He's got a little tail. He's got some silly wings. Got some horns. I don't really know. Let's see. I'm gonna make a save here. Over this one. Whoops, wrong button. Oh god, come on, please, button. Okay. Alright, so then we went to here.
Hang on!
Now we present evidence? I don't know. Alright. I have the evidence at this point, right? I totally do. Right? This is why I made a save. Surely this is what they want me to do. Bonk. Yeah! I totally knew that. Yeah, I also don't know why this is the evidence, but okay. It is, of course, Aspella's drawing of the dragon. It's impossible to draw a dragon with so much detail unless you've actually seen it. Phoenix, 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 Phoenix. Doesn't understand creativity or imagination. Who do you think drew the first dragon? Phoenix. Have you seen insert movie with dragon? They Phoenix. Phoenix, what do you mean? That's why I believe in Santa Claus, Your Honor. It's impossible to see something without, I don't know, Phoenix. That is your weirdest leap in logic. Indeed. Oh my god, you guys are so dumb, bro. It looks very much like the fire dragon we saw this evening. It cannot be merely a mere coincidence. You can't possibly use that drawing as evidence. And why not? Because she could have just drawn the dragon from this evening. Dad, why don't you believe me? I saw that dragon when I was little. This town is my creation. Or this town is my creation. I know everything about it, and I assure you there's no magic. If there's anyone who can tell you about that, about what's possible and what is not, it is me, the creator of Labyrinthia. Your overconfidence has clouded your judgment, and is preventing you from seeing the truth. What do you mean? In order to see what is really there, you need to reject biased assumptions and keep an open mind. You are overlooking certain facts precisely because you are the creator of this town. It's nothing short of insanity. Magic doesn't exist, and yet Aspella says she saw the fire dragon. It seems like a contradiction, but perhaps it is not. Mr. Wright? Yes? The solution to the mystery is out there. We just need to find it. Do you suppose you know what it is? Magic does not exist. Aspella saw a fire dragon. Where is the evidence that bridges the gap between the two? I don't know. The town itself? I don't know. You know what? There's no risk of losing a heart. I don't think it's in the court record. I'm gonna guess the town itself. Why? I don't know. Aspella was watching the town burn at the time. She says she saw an enormous fire dragon. And if you put the two together, I think our best guess is that the dragon was the town itself. This town? In other words, Aspella saw a dragon shape looming over the burning town. Oh. How absurd. That's mere speculation. Guys, I was right by guessing. Let's go. I will not dispute that. However, it is entirely possible to test our theory. What? And how would you go about doing that? It is all quite simple, Mr. Storyteller. We will go now to the belfry. We will find that... Maybe we'll find that fire dragon there. Wait a minute. Is the shape of the town a dragon? No way. Oh, dude, if I had access to the world map. I bet that's it. No way. The shape of the town is a dragon. And because it was all on fire, it looked like a flaming dragon. Over 10 years ago. The witness was standing somewhere around here when she saw a fire dragon. Am I correct? Yes, Mr. Layton. However, what was it that you actually saw then? Let us see if we can find the answer to the question. Why not go ahead and try? But I have warned you, it's futile. You will find nothing here. Well, it happened a long time ago. Whatever she saw might not be here anymore. And if we want to see exactly what she saw at the time, we'll need to set the whole town on fire. Want me to get matches? Maya. Maya. Too soon. Too soon. But also, I would gladly watch this town burn. I may be an attorney, but even I couldn't clear you of that charge. If you actually committed a crime, Maya. I will pretend I did not hear that. Even Layton is like, Maya, I swear. I swear, Maya. I'm on my last nerve. Shall we begin? Let us begin. Let us look for a fire dragon. We can see the whole town from here. Look in every direction for something resembling, that will resemble Miss Canterbella's drawing. Oh, it's right here. Oh, no, that's not it. I'm assuming it's this, right? Yeah, oh no, it's literally this, my bad. I didn't see the head.
Take that!
Dude, she's an incredible artist. To have that burn into her memory and draw that without any reference. Really cool. Miss Bella, can you take a look at this? Looks like the dragon was hiding in here after all. Oh, this is... Hey, that's identical to the one Bella drew. But, it's not. The fire dragon. The fire dragon was a creature made of flames, and it was so big it could swallow the whole tower. This is just some tiny fretwork. I think we can consider the mystery solved. I suggest we all head back to the court. I will explain everything there. Thank you. Is that all right with you, Mr. Cantabella? He's like, no, but I don't really have a choice, do I? Ugh. What's gotten into Mr. Cantabella? He looks paler than you do with a cold. I have no idea. Let's follow the others back to the courtroom. Also, where did Darklaw run off to? Still gone. Bonk. The Inquisition's investigation seemed to have yielded some unexpected results. But can someone explain them to me? Oh, excuse me. Your Honor, the Inquisition will interpret the results of its investigation. Witness, you said you were about 6 years old at the time of that incident. Yes, that's right. Did you see the moment the dragon appeared above the town? Huh? No, I don't remember. I remember seeing it at some point. It was like a flash. The town was ablaze, and this fiery beast was hovering above it. Then, when you noticed the dragon, the town was already engulfed by flames. Yes? That information completes the picture. Oh, I bet. So, she was on the belfry. The town was burning below her. So the light from the town ablaze shone up and cast the shadow through the fretwork onto the ceiling, making it appear like a flaming dragon. Is that what they're going to get at? That's my guess. Miss Cantabella's statement has offered me an insight into the true story of the fire dragon. Let's see. Over 10 years ago, Miss Cantabella was in the belfry unconscious. What events led to this? Perhaps we will discover that in due course. When she awoke, the whole town was on fire.
Having inhaled much smoke, she was still dazed.
Yup. There it is. She's looking up at the ceiling.
She was only vaguely aware of her surroundings when she looked up, alarmed by the scorching heat. Unable to stand, she was on her knees. And then she saw something she would remember her whole life.
Oh, well, that's not cool. She just saw it through. Okay. Okay. I mean, yeah, I mean, that works too, but my idea was cooler. I'm just kidding.
She saw a terrifying fire dragon attacking the town she saw through the fretwork. In the balustrade.
Balustrade. That's what it's called? In the balustrade? Looking up that word. Balustrade. The balustrade. A railing or supported by balusters. So it's the entire thing. The railing is the rail on top. The balusters are the posts. The banisters are the thing at the end of the thing. And the whole thing is a balustrade. Why are there so many fancy words for that?
The shape of a dragon against the backdrop of the town, being swallowed up by flames, became imprinted in her memory. That is the truth about the fire dragon.
So how does that make her a speller? Because you're still trying to prove that she's Bezella, right?
That is what I have deduced.
It wasn't a monster?
Miss Cantabella, the illustration you have drawn for us bears an uncanny resemblance to the fretwork in the belfry. You saw the dragon when you were confused, possibly mildly asphyxiated from the smoke. There was no magic and no magical beast. You believe a stranger but not your father? That's so typical of teenagers.
I mean, true, but also, you notice how Layton didn't say, "You're wrong." He explained his reasoning and let Espella realize it on her own. I mean, he did say, once he finally got to his point, he said, yeah, you didn't see anything magical. But he explained his reasoning. He led her down there. He didn't just say, no, you're wrong. You're dumb. That's why. But also still teenagers, rebellion, all that stuff.
You should have listened to me. And now all the mysteries have been unraveled. Can we not end this trial and go home?
Go home to what?
Objection.
As much as we'd like to, I'm afraid it's still a bit too early for that.
A bit? How much?
What else do you want from us? There is just one more problem I'd like to solve tonight. One more? What on earth could it be? Miss Cantabella, we've ascertained that you were in the belfry when you saw the dragon. However, that creates a new question. How did you get there?
Oh, I haven't thought of that.
Yeah, neither have I.
Oh, that's like my job. Whoops. As expected of an A's attorney, Mr. Wright. Seems to have noticed the same problem too, at last. You slow fool.
In order to access the belfry, you need to use the bell tower mechanism.
Oh yeah. Mechanism can only be set into motion with the pendants.
Indeed. Miss Cantabella, did you have your pendant with you at the time?
Yes, I think I did. I always had it with me. Why did I have that pendant? I can't remember it at all. This pendant is not just for show, it's the key to the belfry. Why was she carrying it around?
We must also not forget that one pendant does not suffice to operate the contraption. 2 of them are required.
2 pendants?
Miss Cantabella, are you certain that you were alone in the belfry?
No, I wasn't alone. I was there with a friend. Friend? What friend? Nya. Hey, Eve, come on, man. Eve, where did you go off to? A friend you mentioned. Was it this cat? Yes, she's my best friend. Yeah! Sorry about that, Chief. We're gonna have to put your cat down for being evil. We've always been together. Without Eve, I would have been so lonely. That kitty's always appearing out of nowhere to keep us fella company. Of course she does. Okay, they're really rubbing it in our face now. After all, Bazella is always accompanied by a black cat. He's like, oh, whoa, you got a point there. What you saw from the bell tower when we were little was so terrifying that even an adult would have been scarred for life. The town burned in front of your eyes. You thought that you saw a fire dragon. You see, your memories have been twisted by the horrors you saw. What do you mean? The dragon you saw wasn't real, and I suspect that the friend who was with you in the bell tower might not have been that cat. Whoa. What? I mean, it's probably Darklaw, right? We haven't, or whatever their real name is, because I guess no one has real names here. But, right? Because they still showed us that picture of Darklaw and Espella with the pendants, you know? No, it was her. It was Eve, my only friend. Unless Darklaw was removed from her memories of being a friend. Miss Cantabella, the pendant needed to access the belfry is too large for a cat. Are you following? If Eve was with you, it would have been impossible for you to enter the belfry. Doesn't look that big. You could have put one on Eve. Ah. Wait. Inquisitor, where's all this going? It's getting real. You have no right to tamper with my daughter's memories. You are right, of course. However, neither do you. Nor should you attempt to cover up the truth. He's like, crap, I know. No, you're wrong. Eve was my only friend. Think about the day again, Miss Cantabella. You went to the top of that bell tower with a friend who also had a pendant. Bonk. Well then, why don't we have the defense present some evidence? It's like, in the middle of Layton's testimony and like, you know, theory. All right, Phoenix, do something. You're standing there quiet. Present some evidence. It's like, this is Layton's thing. Let him do it. Can you prove that someone was with Miss Cantabella in the belfry? I'd very much like to see some evidence. What? Why me? It was the professor's idea. He's like, I don't want to do this. This isn't mine. Oh shoot, we gotta read those, dude. I keep forgetting. Whoops. Oh, come on, man. I have nothing on Legendary Fire. Why ask me for proof? Right. I suppose you wouldn't have any proof. Not one of us remembers that. Oh wait, it was a fake out. Oh, that was so funny. That was really good. Phoenix actually makes a good, comment to the judge, and he listens. Like, this isn't my idea, Your Honor. I don't know what he's talking about. I've had enough of this. Your Honor, you have no grounds to continue this trial. Well, we appear to have reached a dead end. There's nothing else for us to do.
Objection.
We never have the end. Please hold on, Your Honor. Is it time for Luke's entrance? Luke? Oh, what is this all of a sudden, Inquisitor Layton? The defense does not have the necessary evidence, but someone else does. Luke? Is he here? What do you mean? Is it time for my baby boy? This is the time the Inquisition will present its evidence. The Inquisition will present evidence? Huh? Wait, seriously? They're gonna do their job? You son. Come on, man. All right, this is silly. This is silly. You son of a witch. Come on, man. Oh, that's cheesy. That's cheesy. Even for a professor, or for Phoenix Wright. That is so cheesy, and I love it. You son of a witch. You do not swear in front of a lady. Luke comes in. No, it's son of a bitch. Stupid old man, don't even know how to swear. This is what you wanted from the very start, isn't it? Yeah. Bonk. Well, in that case, the Inquisition shall present evidence that somebody was with Miss Canterbury. What? Oh, wait, we have our own. Oh, that's so cool. We have our own. Yo. So now we play as Layton? Whoa. Whoa. That's so cool. Yeah, you've been missing the whole thing and you come back just to swear. How dare you? That's so cool. Do we have different profiles too? No, same profiles. Right, a giant bell made from the runes. It's made of pure silver. Handmade picture book. We have the picture, obviously. Have the two girly pops. Look at how cute they are, dude. So cute together. Belduke's suicide note. Feeling of guilt. Oh, about his daughter. I wonder. Here's a crazy take. If Belduke's daughter was a Spella, and Belduke's daughter was a Spella, and Darklaw is the storyteller's daughter, and Belduke was like, I don't want to raise my daughter anymore, or something. Or maybe Belduke stole her or whatever for the project. I don't know. Because now I think about it. Oh shoot, I remember. Does Belduke have... I think Belduke had blonde hair. He has white hair, so he could have gone either way. I mean, they have the green eyes. Spella kind of has the green eyes, but... yeah, they kind of look like, you know, father and daughter. You know, could have been that. Alright, let's present the picture.
Have a look.
Have a look. That was so silly. Have a look. I was so kind and reassuring. Have a look. Thank you, Professor. I'll take a look. This is the proof. This photograph shows Miss Cantabella with a friend. See, Your Honor, she has friends. She's not a loser. Golly, this is the finest illustration I've ever seen. Oh, it's a picture. A photograph. It's a photograph. It looks as if it were a reflection of the real world on paper. Tell me, who created this exquisite work of art? Well, Your Honor, I understand you are fascinated, but let's focus on what this picture shows. This picture was found in the Storyteller's Tower. Miss Cantabella, we have Alright, how are they like, that's not Darklaw. That's definitely not her. How are they not seeing? That is her. That is her. Dude, oh, don't argue. I know Layton knows, but everyone else should immediately be like, hey, that's young Darklaw. Mr. Cantabella, we have taken the liberty of borrowing it for the trial. It's enough to look away for a second. It's enough to look away for a second and you already caused trouble. Professor, aren't photographs against the rules? I mean, this is supposed to be a medieval setting. Yeah, but it's fine. We've already gone past that, Maya. Who cares? Phoenix is like, I give up, man. There's too much crazy stuff. What's important now is helping Miss Cantabella grasp the truth. And in this case, the end justifies the means. Crime? Sometimes. Professor, you broke the roleplay. I was having fun, and you broke my immersion. Grr. Please take a close look at the two girls in this picture. Each of them are wearing a pendant. Why, that's so. These are the Belfry contraption pendants. We know that one of these girls is Miss Cantabella. But then, who is the other girl, bro? Come on, are we really asking this question? Accused, do you have any idea? Are you all stupid? Are you all blind? Spella, are you okay? It's clearly Darklaw. Do you just not want to like accuse her? Or? Doesn't look like she is. It's me. And the other girl I don't know. Ooh, Spella. Your Honor, stop this trial. Stop it right now. Can't you see you're driving Spella into insanity?
Objection.
It's kind of the point of the trial, but it doesn't matter. It's just the opposite, Mr. Cantabella. If we turn away from the truth now, Spella will close herself to the world forever. Mr. Wright. Oh, I bet. I'm wondering if he did all of this maybe to make Spella have a better life. But like, he didn't actually want Spella to die. He wasn't planning on having Spella be, because he was like, whoa, what? Spella's the Great Witch? That's not what I planned. So, I bet he might have done all of this so Spella could have had a happier life. I guess maybe she had a crappy life before somehow. I mean, the town burned down, so that could be it. Mr. Wright? Yes? You know who it is, don't you? You know the identity of the other girl in this picture. Is this really supposed to be like, wow, I wonder who she is? Like, this is so obvious. Bonk.
Is that so? If the defense knows that. Tell us all, who is the other girl?
It's clearly the storyteller. No, it's actually, it's the vigilantes. No, it's Darklaw.
Take that!
I don't know if that was supposed to be crazy. Yeah, it's clearly the cat. I'm thinking it's High Inquisitor Darklaw.
High Inquisitor Darklaw? I cannot say I didn't have the slightest suspicions about her, but oh my.
Miss Cantabella, what do you say? Do you now remember the girl next to you in the picture? I was with Lady Darklaw.
This is crazy. What are you basing?
What are you basing this preposterous claim on? My eyes. Her face. What do you mean? It's her.
But, Mr. Cantabella, this girl closely resembles the High Inquisitor.
Resembles? That's just your personal opinion. It's meaningless in a court of law. I mean, maybe, but like, bro.
Objection.
Maybe you could plead doppelganger, but if you want evidence, I've got it.
What?
The definitive proof that the girl is... Oh, shoot. I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's Jover. I don't know what I have. Oh, Darklaw's pendant. It's hers. It's hers. It's hers.
Take that!
Bam. Bam, boom, bop, be-doo, bop, boo, bam. Take my proof and shove it up your... And this is the proof. It was the High Inquisitor.
The pendant that needed for the contraption in the bell tower.
I have Miss Darklaw's testimony here. She said this pendant was hers. And so, the other girl in this picture is definitely Miss Darklaw. Is it really? Nya. Eve's like, okay, bye. I'm gone. I'm gonna go. Eve, where are you going? I'm gonna go jump in the fire, get this over with. Oh! Welcome back. Ma'am. Oh, whoa. Ooh, woo. Ow, wow. Row, nya. Bark, bark. Purr, pet, pet. I'm running out of sounds to make. Hi, ma'am. I was expecting you, Miss Darklaw. I see that. I was not mistaken about you. I trusted in your ability to get this far.
High Inquisitor Darklaw, where did you just appear from?
Did you forget that she can disappear for some reason? Does your memory not serve you well, Your Honor? You know what I am. I can disappear at will anytime I wish to. So the storyteller, everything has worked out just as you had written. O revered creator of Labyrinthia.
Darklaw.
Lady Darklaw. We were friends. Is this all just like Wait, why is she on the witness stand again? Wait, why did she go? She just wanted to stand next to Layton for cool moments. And she's like, all right, I'll go to the witness stand. I'll stop goofing off. Miss Darklaw, did you enter the belfry with Miss Cantabella when you were little? Yes, I did. And you have memories of the events from 10 years ago. I certainly do. I love how far away they're standing. Bonk, bonk, bonk.
Order, order, order in the court.
E.T. Darklaw, you were with me? What memories have been suppressed by that man? But I was with Eve. Eve, huh? Eve the Black Cat. Yes, she has always been my dear friend. My little spy. She was by my side on that day, too. What a bizarre coincidence. Darklaw isn't my real name. What? And what is your real name? Obviously, everyone here has fake names, Phoenix. Except you, for some reason. I get why Luke and Layton aren't, because they were actually sent here on accident. But Phoenix and Maya were theoretically put here on purpose. They weren't given fake names. What is her real name? Is her real name Eve? It's Eve. Oh, okay. Oh. So Espella thought that Eve was her friend. Well, Eve was her friend, but Eve was Darklaw. Okay. So she was like, ah, yes. Eve was my best friend. This cat was standing next to me. This must have been Eve, you know? Okay, that's interesting. Yeah. The big, okay, cool. Yeah, that makes sense. Sure.
What? What?
You are Eve? You're not a cat. But I fed you milk and but I put it with you. I pet you and but dun 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 dun. Wah, 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 wah. Eve. Spella. My dear friend, Eve. Wow. It can't be. That flashback, was it real?
Darklaw, why are you why are you doing this? Are you trying to undo everything I have accomplished in the past 10 years?
No, you have already ruined everything yourself.
What is it that you want?
What I want? My aim is to make the truth known, so that everything returns to how it should be. Miss Darklaw, will you tell us how what you remember about what happened back then, more than 10 years ago? Oh my god, dude, it's still going. It never ends. Ah! One more cross-examination. And after that, it will just be one more. And after that, it is going to be one more. And after that, I might jump into the fire. It would be my pleasure. It was the day of the fire festival. Espella and I went up to the bell tower. The wind was strong that day. When the sun had set, the festival began. It's true that the whole town burned down that day. The fire consumed the buildings and people turning them to ashes. Boy, that's pretty dark. You were hitting the curing egg. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Listen, I'm just dying. I'm ready for it to end. We were the only survivors. We stayed in the belfry while the world below us was eaten up by hungry flames. Dude, that's horrifying. Animation. I think they're just replaying this. Jesus, dude. That's crazy. I don't know if you get the right. I don't know if I do. It sounds familiar. The searing egg. Hold on. Let me look it up. I feel like I should know this. Will I get it if I just type it in? Just searing. Yeah, the searing egg. Oh, maybe I don't get this. I've never seen this. No idea what this is. Okay. 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 I've never seen this. What is this? I love this. I don't know what the hell that was, but I love it. And it only has 3,000 views on YouTube. That is crazy. That should have 3 million views. All right, thank you for showing me whatever the heck that was. That was awesome. The legendary fire is no fable. It happened here more than 10 years ago.
Objection!
I don't care, Your Honor. Objection. I'm done with this. I'm going home. There are no such things as magic and fire dragons, so how could the whole town be destroyed in just one night? I mean, Phoenix, fires exist. They 100% exist.
Yes, that's something I'd like to know as well.
It was World War II. They got firebombed by...
Even if we assume the celebratory fires got out of control, surely the whole town wouldn't have perished like that.
Now it all makes sense. That was the missing piece of this puzzle. What do you mean, Professor? I can imagine now what transpired that night. What happened in the belfry, and what caused the legendary fire. We have all the clues we need. Don't say that. Because every time you say that, suddenly we get another third cross-examination, and the game extends 300 hours.
Bonk. If the Inquisition has evidence to show us, I'd very much like to see it. What caused the legendary fire?
Was it the bell? Oh, because the bell made everyone pass out. Which is why, Espella was asleep. I don't know how hearing what the judge says made Layton go like, aha, but... yeah, I think that's it. I think it's the bell.
Have a look.
Have a look. The cause of the fire is in the belfry.
It was the bell?
The bell has been made by the had been made by the natives and later sealed underground. Excuse me, it was called the Bell of Ruin. The Bell of Ruin? Either way, why does this bell have such an ominous name? Could it be because it's made of pure silver?
Your silver?
Exactly. Mr. Cantabella has told us earlier. Not everyone who lives here has a very peculiar condition, blah, 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 blah. Condition, yes. Fall unconscious if you hear silver going clung. And that melted is pure silver. We have a belfry. I better be careful, because if it fires up the air and no one rings it, yeah. Yeesh.
Yes, and we've been told the condition is brought about by drinking the groundwater.
Indeed. That bell was also the reason why the original inhabitants of this area decided to forsake it. It seems the Bell of Ruin caused a devastating disaster. To those who have gained entry into this sanctum, heed our words. You must not ring the Bell of the Ruin. So that they rang the bell, they all fell unconscious, the fire got out of hand, and then when they woke up, it was too late. They're like, oh, shoot.
I can't help but wonder what disaster this bell had caused.
An enormous bell made of pure silver, and the locals with their peculiar condition. It's not hard to imagine what happened. It was probably the same calamity as the one that happened over 10 years ago.
That is?
Well, what disaster happened to this town before Labyrinthia was built? Ah!
The legendary fire.
Now, let us contemplate the following scenario. What would happen if the Bell of Ruin was sounded during the Fire Festival?
Oh. Everyone who heard it would fall unconscious.
As it was an annual festival, all the townspeople were assembled in the town square. Oh dear. Therefore, on the night of the Fire Festival, over 10 years ago, all the residents instantly lost consciousness when the bell was struck.
Oh no.
She's like, yeah, I know I hit it. It's me. I did it. I'm a psycho. Blah. Had it been even just slightly windy that day, fires lit for the Great Witch Bezella would have gone out of control. They would spread throughout the town with no one left to stop them.
Because everyone was unconscious.
Exactly. That also includes 2 girls who were in the belfry.
Spella and I.
You were the closest to the source of the sound, so it was inevitable. When you recovered from consciousness, it was too late. The town had been swallowed by flames, as if the fire dragon had come to burn it. That was the calamity. That was a calamity caused by the bell. Calamity? You say here that the cause of the calamity was the Great Witch Bezella. That night, in this very town, Bezella was more than a mythical persona. Oh, what?
Bezella.
Here she is. Hi, she is here.
She's losing it again.
Oh, voice acting, let's go! Whoa.
The Bell of Ruin.
Hold it in.
Bezella.
Fight it. Fight it. Mrs. Bella, please.
No!
Did she die again? You okay? To be continued, bro.
Stop continuing it, because I'm going to keep playing it right now. Stop saying to be continued. Yes, I want to save. I'm going to cry, dude. This is called the epilogue, dude. This is the epilogue. What do you mean to be continued? How do you continue an epilogue?
Miss Cantabella, I would like to apologize for putting too much pressure on your daughter. Or mister, my bad. Only your words can bring her back from the brink of madness. Let her hear the truth from her own father. Guess here we go. All according to your plan, Layton. You've driven Spella into a corner in order to push me to the wall. I had no other choice. Spella, please listen to me. You haven't done anything wrong. You didn't cause that accident. You have suffered so much thinking that you were Bezella. I must take the blame for that. You, Mr. Cantabella? I sacrificed everything to make up for what I've done. But all I managed to do was inflict more pain upon others. Is that not so, Darklaw? Now that you are willing to talk, Mr. Cantabella, would you mind telling us your story? Yours, as well as Spella's and Miss Darklaw's. Very well. Here we go. This story, too, began when I was a young lad. When Newton and I were still youths, full of dreams and hope. As you already know, we discovered the underground ruins. And deep within them lay that accursed bell. The Bell of Ruin. At the time, we still lacked knowledge to decipher any writings we found there. The spell is magnificent. It's bound to make the most beautiful sound. I have an idea. Why don't we make this bell the symbol of our town? How do you propose to do that? Let's build the bell tower for it. And we can ring it on special occasions.
Oh, so they built the bell tower and they caused the destruction of their city. And so when the bell tower appeared in the story, Belduke was like, He saw the bell and got traumatized. He's like, crap, don't put that back. What are you doing? And he was like, I gotta go. I gotta get out of here, man. That's not a bad idea. Then let's settle. When we grow up, let's do it. Okay, just don't forget about it. They forgot about it. The two of us chose different paths in life. I studied management in London, while Newton devoted himself to study the natural sciences. And then you made a fortune following the invention of a new anesthetic. We both got married around the same time, and each of us had a daughter. Oh, did I call it? You mean Espella was born shortly after your company gained founding? That's right. We eventually returned to our hometown and set about realizing our childhood dream. Having built the bell tower in the middle of the town square, we retrieved the bell itself from the underground ruins. We aspired to make it a symbol of prosperity in an unindustrialized town. The bell was to be officially displayed during the annual fire festival. It would be rung in the morning the following night of the celebration. Pardon the interruption, but at the time, were you aware of the meaning behind the bell's name? Obviously, we were not. Thinking back to my ignorance at the time, a chill now runs down my spine. Spell is still just zoned out. Newton and I went to the bell tower the day before the festival. One more day to go. We've waited a long time for this. That we have. The town will no longer be the same after tomorrow. The lads, the fellas. Bell weighed so much that ringing it was not easy. We tackled that problem by constructing a special mechanism we installed in the belfry.
Daddy, I want to hear the bell. Can I make it ring?
No. Go away, child.
Daddy, please, let me ring it.
Spella, who was there with us, was utterly enchanted by the bell. A big piece of metal, it's cool, dude. She wasn't a bad child, but she was very stubborn and would rarely listen to me when she wanted something. I told her a story to try to convince her to leave the bell alone. Oh, so you weren't, like, fulfilling a fantasy. You were just literally trying to say, like, stay away from the thing. Aw,
Espella,
she's so
listen
sweet.
carefully. You mustn't ring this bell.
But why? Why can't I, Daddy?
It'll kill everybody.
You know about Bezella, the witch.
Oh,
Uh-huh. She's an evil fire witch who uses magic to hurt people.
yeah.
If you ring this bell, Bezella will come out and possess you.
Oh. But it actually happened?
Possess me? You mean I'll turn into Bezella?
Uh-oh.
That's right, Espella. When
Interesting.
Bezella possesses someone, she uses them to do terrible things. That's why you must never ring this bell, sweetheart.
I understand, Daddy.
There's a good girl.
Very intriguing. Because he doesn't believe that. He's just making that up to scare her into not doing it. The legend of Bezella has been passed around these parts for centuries. It probably originated from the beliefs of the tribes that populated this area in the past. What I told Espella was just the silly story that I invented for the occasion. It was only meant to stop her from ringing the bell. I could not have imagined that it would have such a far-reaching consequences. It's all coming back to me now. I remember that day. On the day of the fire festival, just around the time when the preparations ended and everything was about to begin, he sneaked out of the house. I took Mom's pendant with me. Mom? You had a mom? That's obviously you had a mom, but like, Mom exists suddenly in the story? Your mother's pendant? Do you mean this one? Oh. Yes, it belonged to my mum. We need to limit access to the bell. We needed to limit access to the bell, so we made the 2 keys. We decided to make them into pendants and gave... Ooh, so each of the wives got one. Okay, interesting. Both are needed in order to access the belfry. I saw you and Belduke use them, so I told Eve to meet me at the bell tower.
Daddy says Bazella will come out if I ring the bell, but if I do it just a little...
Classic kids. Listen, if I do this, the world will end. But I mean, if I do it a little bit... Come on, man.
I want to try it while the festival is going on.
Oh my god.
I hope Eve doesn't forget her mum's pendant.
Oi, oi. So it is... Oh, come on, man. Give Layton his voice. So it is just as I thought, Miss Darkly. You are Mr. Belduke's daughter. Well done, Inquisitor. Aw, come on, man. I wonder if they did that on purpose, because, like... Dude, look at them. Look at the 2 of them. They have the same eyes. They have the exact same eyes. And then... Come on, man. Look at that. They are not the... These are the... They even have, like, the same color scheme of the outfits. Come on, man. I was almost afraid you would fail to make that connection.
What in the... This is too much for one day.
This is a lot for one day. It's been about 5 streams. Bonk, bonk, bonk.
Order, order, order in the court. Lady Darklaw, you mean to say that you're Sir Belduke's daughter?
Yes. My real name is Eve Belduke. I'm the alchemist's daughter.
This is unbelievable.
I also sneaked out of my house that evening, clutching my mother's pendant in my hand. I did just as you asked me to, did I not, Espella?
Espella, my mum's going to be so angry if she notices I took the pendant.
High-pitched. Darklaw is very silly.
Don't worry so much. I just really want to ring that bell. I want to hear it.
I don't care if your parents ground you for the rest of life. I want to hear a bell. Once again, I plead basic child logic. Dung! And then we all die at the end. I rang the bell against my father's warning, and so Bazella possessed me. Because of me, that the town and everyone in it, they're all gone. No, it's not your fault. Stop blaming yourself. Supposedly, the former inhabitant... I love how Layton is just like, ah, yes. She's being possessed. Moving on. I am not concerned. Supposedly, the former inhabitants of the area also used to fall unconscious upon the sound of that bell. Perhaps they experienced a similar nightmare. It was I who brought the Bell of Ruin into this town. The one to blame for this calamity is not some witch, it's me! I brought destruction upon this town. I am Bazella. Espella, you're going to drive your dad crazy if you keep repeating that. Seeing you like this is giving me a strong feeling of deja vu. Eve, how could you be so evil? Are you happy now? I'm afraid we're in the dark as regards of Miss Darklaw's sense of deja vu. Only 4 people survived that fire. Yeah, the 4 of you, obviously, and Belduke. Well, the 3 of you and Belduke, and well, 5 if you include Eve. Eve survived, or the cat Eve. Only 4. Espella, Eve, and Eve, who were in the belfry. And the only 2 residents who did not participate in the festival, Newton and I. And where were you at the time, if you'll permit my asking? We were investigating the fateful rune. That's why we didn't notice anything until it was too late. It was getting near the time at which we planned to ring the bell, so we headed towards the town. and we saw it. The town had been burnt to ashes, the air shimmering from the heat.
That's too awful for words.
We searched for survivors, sick with anxiety. Eventually, we found our daughters in the bell tower. Aww. Spella was unresponsive. Like a doll, Eve was crying at her side. Our relief at having found them vied with terror caused by the disaster. Oy, oy. Worst nightmare of my life ended, pierced with the first rays of sunshine. But then, it seemed Spella was already lost to us. We had lost her to Bezella. She wouldn't speak, or eat, or even leave her room. She thought she was Bezella. And that she had destroyed the town. I couldn't get that out of her head. So did you create this whole thing so that at the very end, someone else, I guess Darklaw in this case, would have been convicted of, oh, you're the real Great Witch. And she would have seen it and she was like, okay. So wait, was that really the whole point? Was that so she wouldn't be convicted of not being the Great Witch? But it wasn't shock from what she had seen. My own words had put her in that state. I only not told her that stupid story. We had been grasping at straws, trying to find a way to save Spella's mind. But whatever we did, her eyes would remain impassive and empty. In the end, I came upon a certain idea that offered us a glimpse of hope. What was that? This suspense is too much for my aging heart, bro. What about 3 weeks or 5 weeks of suspense? Judge, you don't understand my pain. I believe I may know what it was. It was the only way to get through to little Spella. Bonk. Inquisition, what are you talking about? What was Mr. Cantabella's idea for saving his own daughter from insanity? A picture book?
Have a look.
Have a look. We discovered this in Spella's room. And that is... It's a handmade picture book. The illustrations and handwriting are truly exquisite. That's the first story I wrote. I made it for Spella after the dreadful fire. Oh, the storyteller's first story. It was but a simple children's story. The plot was very straightforward. The townsfolk joined forces and banished the evil witches who served Bezella.
Spella, do you understand now? You aren't Bezella. Bezella is somewhere out there, sending out other witches to do bad things to the people of our town.
Nah. She's like, nah, it's me. Witches, magic, the town perishing in the flames. Spella was mentally broken, and I couldn't get through to her any other way. I talked to her as if magic and witches were real, avoiding any mention of that fire.
Daddy. A witch is real.
Oh, okay. So he just did this so she could live a sort of normal life? Spella spoke to me for the first time in so many days. I was beyond myself with joy and replied without thinking.
Oh, yes, they are. They're hiding in the town, among the people.
Yeah, way to scare the crap out of your child. Yeah, they're real, and they're gonna find you.
But it's just a fairy tale.
I was desperate. I feared she would close herself off to me again. Now in hindsight, I see what an utter fool I was. I made an irreversible mistake yet again.
No, it's not. Everything your daddy writes comes true.
Oh.
The bad witches will get their comeuppance. I will write a story about it.
And so, I wrote another story for my daughter. A story about mischievous witches getting caught. This time I had the story acted out in front of Espella.
You had it acted out.
Back then, I wasn't the only one tormenting myself over the mental state of my daughter. Newton was also going through hell too. His own daughter had been badly scarred by the event. Isn't that right, Eve? Rip Eve. My father and I repaired the building that had survived the fire and continued to live in this town. Espella wasn't even able to leave her room. We couldn't leave her behind when she needed all the help she could get. Mr. Cantabella showed us this book one day. Then he made an unusual request of us.
I'd like to make this story real. Would you be willing to help me do so?
To our surprise, he was entirely serious. Seeing that, we gladly offered our help. Story about evil-doing witches getting caught and punished. And Bezella the source of them all.
Were you paying attention, Espella? Witches got what they deserved, and peace has been restored to the town.
Bro, why do these games always have to be so sad? No. Spella smiled at the idea of witches getting punished. Spella smiled at the end, then she whispered to herself.
It wasn't me.
When I saw her smile, it felt as if something broke inside me. I couldn't afford to let her be sad again. Maybe if Pasella were to exist in this town, Spella would stop thinking she herself harbored the Great Witch. Bro, this is so elaborate. I love how these stories end. Why are they so elaborate and crazy? I continued writing stories about the witches. Even I would act them out for Espella. Not Belduke, he doesn't want to do it. And gradually, the number of characters in my stories increased. That was, of course, largely due to the ongoing reconstruction of the town. How much reconstruction? It wasn't anything on a big scale. I simply paid people to move in and act out their roles. But I began to think that I would need more than that. The story had to be real. To make a lie seem true, you resorted to even more lies. Yes, I was certain that that was the only way. And did I do so? I remembered about Newton's research. He was working on a certain medicine. It was a kind of tranquilizer made from local plants that he was testing at the time. But it was difficult to put into practical use. The substance had a danger of causing unconsciousness and hypnosis.
I can see how that could be abused to cause harm, supposing it fell into the wrong hands.
Yeah, it did fall into the wrong hands. Immediately. At the same time, it was just what I needed for my ambitious project. I contacted the government. And that was the beginning of what came to be known as Project Labyrinthia. A town with human test subjects, all in a state of long-term hypnosis. You devised a plan that's solely for the sake of your own daughter. Yes. We acquired the land, which had been laid to waste and by fire. The new town was slowly becoming populated. Gradually, the rules of Labyrinthia were established. It was to be a town where magic and witches were reality to the residents. All of this was possible thanks to the drug. Test subjects were exposed to it through ink used in the pen to write the story, right? That's right. It was the dangerous drug developed by Newton. About 10 years have passed since then. Even now, the town continues to change. Wow. I'm gonna have to start finding a stopping point. This is a lot. Hmm. Yeesh.
Project Labyrinthia. All this was done for one girl. Espella was only able to be herself when she lived within my story. Oh, the irony of it. Only within a world in which Bezella was real could Espella's tragic memories be sealed.
All right, here's another quick question. So remember when we were at the beginning of the game and we physically saw the witches flying through London and crashing into our house? Are they going to explain that? Because I just thought of that. They were in London chasing us through the walls. Are they going to explain that? I just thought of that. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay. Unless, hear me out. Unless we got access to the book before we met the witches. Maybe. Did we? I don't know when we first saw the book. I forgot when Leighton and Luke saw the book first. Maybe we saw the book first. And then that happened. I can't remember. I know it was like what? It was literally months ago. We saw it when we met Espella. Okay. Yeah, so then, okay, they must have gotten their hands on the book before, I think. I mean, they didn't read anything. I mean, it seems like some latent logic, though. Even just getting your hands on the book is enough. It's never directly explained. Okay. Yeah, I would plead latent logic. Yeah, okay, they open the book, yeah, but they don't need to physically read it to get hypnotized. I feel like that's what it is. Because, like, they could get hypnotized by the smell, but they need to read the information to get a picture of it. But I guess we could just latent logic being, it's just being exposed to it is enough. Which I'm satisfied with that answer. So if that's what it was, yeah, he was assisting me. Spella was explaining it. Yeah, you're right. She was. Okay, yeah. Okay, never mind. We're good. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah. I mean, I guess because the car was in the tree, Carmine could have just been an idiot and just somehow rammed it into the tree. Because he also probably read the book at some point. That's how he got there. No, he went to Labyrinthia. So he probably got there. And then he just went crazy when he came back to London and he just crashed the car into a tree somehow, magically. I was the first shade. As soon as the story began, I disappeared from the scene. If Espella was to see some magic, then someone had to don this robe.
That's the robe of invisibility.
I gave Espella my new memories so that she could live in this town with everyone else. I also sealed the memory of her friend Eve. What? My existence was too strongly connected to her memory of the fire. Afterwards, I returned as Darklaw, a stranger to Espella. But even if you were doing it for Espella's sake, that's going too far. Car was on the tree, massive handprint. We'll never know, yeah. I don't know, maybe Carmine has heavy hands and he just slaps his car and I don't know. I do not regret the past 10 years. I made the choice. Meanwhile, my father was supporting Labyrinthia from behind the scenes in his own way.
Do you mean his contributions as an alchemist?
My father's knowledge of medicine was indispensable for this town to function. The hallucinogenic ink was my father's work as well.
So it was. Newton and Eve sacrificed more than anyone else for the sake of Espella in this town. I will be forever indebted to them.
Yeah, but now my dad is dead. He wanted to save Espella just like you. But then, there's still something I don't understand. Why were you trying to destroy this fake world? In the end, you chose to betray Espella and Mr. Cantabella. Oh, but I've told you already, have I not?
It was your revenge against Mr. Cantabella for choosing to end the story, correct?
Oh, they wanted us to go forever. I wonder whether that was the true reason. Or treason. Treason! I don't know. That was a bad joke. Professor, would Miss Belduke really betray them merely because she did not want the story to end? I dare say there was another considerably more important reason. All right, present your evidence, Phoenix. She had another reason? No, it's Layton. It's the note. No need to frown in dismay, Mr. Wright. Please leave this to me. Phoenix is like, hell yeah, bonk. Let's go. I haven't had to do crap this cross-examination.
Well then, let's hear what the Inquisition has to say. What other reason?
Blah, 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 blah. The suicide note.
Have a look.
Her father killed himself. This letter was Miss Belduke's real motive.
What is this? I think I've seen it before.
That's the letter written by Mr. Belduke for Mr. Cantabella. It's also Mr. Belduke's suicide note. Dun, dun, dun. My dear friend, I hope you can forgive me for leaving this world of my own will. What I have done cannot be forgiven. I can never escape from it. Something was tormenting Mr. Belduke. What could it be? Could it be the fact that he feels responsible for killing everyone in his hometown? It became too much for him to bear, and drove him to suicide. These past 10 years, I thought Father was glad to be helping Cantabella. But little did I know, he was suffering terrible anguish all that time. I don't think it was... I think he was genuinely trying to help Spella. But he gave up. He was like, this is a lost cause. Cantabella twisted the lives of so many people for the sake of his daughter. Was the story not but a glorified lie, stripping so many of what little happiness they had? All those years, Father was racked by crushing sense of guilt. His agony culminated in the incident of 3 months ago. Mr. Belduke's death. No. Wow. Yeah, and that's when Belduke was like, no, you can't do this again. So that's why he was having horrors. He was like, oh crap, it's the thing that I did to kill people. Oh, no. Before Labyrinthia was created, certain things had to be concealed to... Oh, concealed in order to seal Spella's memories. What if somebody just randomly bumped into it? You know, if it was made invisible, what if somebody just bumped into it? That's the wrong button. Had she seen them, she would have remembered. It was simply too dangerous for her. One of them was me. Spella's friend Eve had to be reborn as a shade and disappeared to the forest. The next thing was the bell tower. I see. Had she seen it, it would have been certain to stir up those traumatic memories. Memories of the legendary fire. The only way to prevent that was to erase the bell tower from Labyrinthia.
But how could you do that?
Using the same method as with this robe. A robe of invisibility. In short, we covered up the tower with a huge robe. So wait, the bell tower was an accident. It just happened to get lit on fire by the lightning? And then, I guess, the storyteller was like, crap, I gotta end this now. Although it wasn't as easy as it sounds. In other words, the bell tower had been there all this time. Only the townspeople couldn't see it. Is that correct? Indeed.
I don't know what to say.
At any rate, the situation changed due to the lightning strike 3 months ago, did it not? Down. It was a most unfortunate accident. the lightning set the bell tower's cover on fire. The cover was quickly consumed by flames, revealing the abominable bell tower. Beginning of all this, the bell tower of ruin appeared before us, was the mockery of our efforts. That tower emerging from the flames must have seemed like a sign of divine anger to Mr. Beldew. Okay. A sign that no matter how you attempt to conceal your sins, the truthful eventually float up to the surface. Having realized this, Father chose death. Miles Edgeworth chooses death. Wow.
He was such a kind-hearted man. I didn't have an inkling of what he had been going through. To him, the participation of Labyrinthia's people within his project was not voluntary. Even though they themselves had signed the contract, I believe he felt those people were being deceived.
Father took his life because of you, Cantabella. I mean, yes and no. He felt responsible. He's not faultless. You know, Cantabella isn't faultless either, but Belduke also, you know, he went along with it. It's not entirely his fault, but also I see that. Now you know why I did it. I lost my father 3 months ago. That day, my revenge began.
Your revenge?
So we back in the mines. The first step of my plan was to rewrite the story.
What did you say?
As president of Labralum Inc., you had to spend most of your time in London. Over the past few years, you were coming to Labyrinthia only for the parades. So naturally, I knew you would never notice the story were slightly changed. Oh! That explains it. Couldn't help thinking there was something strange going on. Mr. Cantabella is Ispella's father, after all. He wouldn't have made Ispella a witch in his story.
Ispella was a witch?
When did that happen? How could you have known after all? Let me fill you in on the details. Ispella has already been tried once within the witch's court. Impossible! Why? How could you? You knew the risk that would carry. Look at you. What a fine author of that grand story you are. You left all the work in Labyrinthia to me. Meanwhile, you were making millions for yourself in London. What a pathetic excuse for a father. You didn't even notice that your precious little Ispella was in such danger.
Belduke, why did you do that to Ispella?
Do you even need to ask? I did it to unlock her memories.
Oh, okay, so she wasn't gonna get.
I mean, granted, maybe except for, you know, trying her to be the Great Witch, she knew she would never die. So she wasn't in any serious danger. She was traumatizing her, but I don't think she was, like, you know, in serious danger. You mean, when the legendary fire took place, Ispella was so traumatized that she closed herself off to the world. We were just little girls then. That tragic accident was too much for us to handle. This fictitious town was created as a facade to keep the truth away from Ispella. Excuse me. But the weight of all these lies led my father to suicide. Despite that, I love how they haven't changed her name. It's still Darklaw. Despite that, the person responsible for all this carried on as if nothing had happened. He's like, no, I'm still in pain. I couldn't forgive him. As Belduke's bereaved daughter, I had to have my revenge against both Cantabellas. Judge, this is the whole truth. Now you know the true identity of Bezella.
Objection.
Are you still gonna say we should burn her at the stake? Cause like, you say this is the whole truth, but the reality, is that really the case? Oh boy. We got something here, dude. We got something here. Also, they never gave me back my thingy. Very sad. You know, I am going to cut it off here. Layton is going to tell us the real truth next time. And I think that's going to be it. I think next week has to be the last episode for sure. Maybe, right? I feel. So we're going to cut it here. We got to be so close to the end. So next stream might be pretty short, but we'll see. I'm still so pumped. But I figured this is an okay place to stop. Layton's dropping some hot lore. But we're going to have to wait till next week. So thank you all for coming. I'm going to be back on Wednesday and Saturday. We're going to play more Heaven Burns Red. Really want to get through that story and so I can actually play it because I really like the game, but I haven't unlocked the gacha-ing or the actually playing the game, still in the story. So we're going to go through that. But that's a lot of fun. So we'll do that Wednesday and Saturday. It's going to be a lot of fun. Like I've been saying about the entire chapter, there's a flashback where you play through the early stages of Town Being Written. Oh my gosh. Like, is it really? I guess, okay, so then that makes me feel a little bit. I was a little worried because like maybe there was only a couple hours left, but if there's that much, I think I'll be fine. And if there's not enough time, I still have to go through these letters because we never finished all the letters, the story and these items or whatever. So we'll go through that next time. And if we have extra time, we always have puzzles to fix up on, so. Sir Riddell is still standing out there in front of the castle, not at the trial, waiting for Layton to come back to finish the puzzles. He's like, it's been 3,000 hours. I'm still here waiting. Why isn't he coming back to solve my puzzles? Yeah, so lonely. Poor Riddell. She's probably, out of the riddle keepers, I think she's probably my favorite. I really like Riddell. She's cool. Granny Riddleton, really awesome. Riddette, or whatever her name was, awful. He killed Beasley. I can't believe, I still am not over that dude. Actually, rearrange. Beasley, Riddell, Granny Riddleton, Puzzlette, that was her name. Puzzlette, F tier. F tier riddle holder. I think those are all the riddle holders. Well, from the games I've played. Those are my crazy rankings. Anyway, I'm gonna call here. Thank you all for hanging out today. I hope you had some fun, and we'll finish it next week. It's gonna be crazy. It's been 2.5 years, probably at this point in the making, this whole series, and we're only halfway through it. Like, I can't believe we're only halfway through this, but this has been incredible. I love it, and I can't wait to see how it ends. So that's all I got, guys. Have a good night, have a good day, and I will see you later. Goodbye.